The Black Mirror Striking Vipers ending helps to make it one more complex entry into the anthology series. The Season 5 episode stars Anthony Mackie and Yahya Abdul-Mateen Ayer as two old friends who reconnect via the latest version of their favorite video game. Only their male bonding goes a little too far in the virtual reality environment. After a surprising early turn, Striking Vipers careens towards a strangely bittersweet ending. The episode follows Danny Mackie, who is trying for a second baby with his wife, Theo, Nicole Bahari, while also reconnecting with his old friend Carl Abdul-Mateen. They decide to stay in touch by playing a new virtual reality fighting game called Striking Vipers X. However, their fight using the player characters Roxette, Pom Clementif, and Lance, Ludi Lin, quickly turns sexual, changing Danny and Carl's relationship and adding a challenging element in Danny's marriage. With Black Mirror Season 6 premiering, fans may be interested in a deeper dive into the Black Mirror Striking Vipers ending. Black Mirror Striking Vipers ending picks up following a rift in Danny and Carl's relationship. After a 7-month time jump, Theo is heavily pregnant and Danny's life is back on track, but Carl is miserable. His relationship with Danny has made it impossible to find satisfaction in either real-life relationships or by having sex with other players in the game. Their affair rears its head again when Theo, unaware of the rift between them, invites Carl over for dinner as a surprise for Danny's 39th birthday. While Theo is out of the room, Carl tells Danny that he's been unable to find anything as good as what they had together, and begs him to play Striking Vipers X one last time. Danny is unable to resist, and that night he and Carl have sex in the game again, ending with Carl as Roxette, saying, "I love you." This causes an argument and Danny tells Carl to meet him in the real world, behind a club where they used to hang out. Carl arrives expecting that Danny will want to fight, but instead Danny says that they need to kiss, as themselves, to figure out if their feelings for each other are real, or whether they only exist in the game. After psyching themselves up, they kiss and both admit that they feel nothing. Danny says that the matter is settled, but Carl says that it's different in the game, and that there's no way he can just forget about it. They start to brawl, until the police arrive and both of them are arrested. Theo, upon picking Danny up from jail, demands to know what he and Carl fought about. Another year passes and Danny is having another birthday barbecue. Theo has had their baby, and their marriage appears to be on solid ground. After the party, Theo gives Danny a box containing the VR disc for the game console, and he gives her a box for her wedding ring, both to be returned in the morning. Theo puts away her wedding ring for the night and goes out to a bar to find a stranger to have a one-night stand with. Meanwhile, Danny meets up with Carl in the game. An X on the calendar makes it clear that Theo and Danny have made a deal. Each of them gets to live out their sexual fantasies with another person, just one night a year on Danny's birthday. After the first time they have sex, Carl, as Roxette, jokes, "That's us gay now." Danny, as Lance, replies that it doesn't feel like a gay thing. Throughout Striking Vipers, they struggle with the question of whether having sex with each other in the game using avatars means that they're no longer heterosexual, or whether their relationship exists in the real world the same way it does in the game. At dinner, Carl tells Danny that having sex with other players as Lance just isn't the same, and that he desperately tried sex with every other character in the game to try and recapture their magic. "I've ked a polar bear and I still can't get you out of my mind," he laments. The problem that Carl and Danny are having is in trying to attach a traditional label like heterosexual or bisexual or homosexual to the scenario of two people having sex as different people in a virtual reality environment, which has never existed before in human history. Striking Vipers makes it fairly clear that Danny and Carl aren't gay or even bisexual in real life. When they try kissing in the real world, as Danny says, to try and get a foothold on things, neither one of them feels anything. Moreover, as Roxette and Lance, they're still having heterosexual sex, not gay sex. So what's going on? Despite its sci-fi premise, Striking Vipers actually touches on a real-world puzzle: the contrast between people's sexuality in real life and their tastes in pornography. A 2016 study published in Archives of Sexual Behavior found that 21% of straight men surveyed had watched male-on-male porn in the last 6 months.